Hello and welcome back to our second in a series of 4 coaching sessions. I'm Becca Forshaw, life coach to women who want to create and build a life they love. I help them to realise that they have the power to achieve anything they want. So this is the Psychology's Life Leap Love Yourself First coaching programme, and it's week 2. The programme is all about how to create a more loving relationship with yourself, so that then you can start to create self-compassion. Once we know how to love ourselves, then we can create a healthier relationship with our loved ones or our future loved ones. So this is week 2, and it links to workbook 2, which is all about creating a vision. Are you ready to go? Have you got your pen and pad ready? Because we've got some questions for you and a little exercise for you to do at the end of this session. So, creating a vision. Whilst we know that any relationship needs working at, it's also true of the relationship with ourselves. Because the more we can start to be in control of our lives, then the more that we're going to be nurturing ourselves first, and the more we're going to be connected with our own feelings. It's about living life on your terms. So I want you to be honest and see it as it is, but then see it better than it is, because you need to raise the standard. So the first question is to think of someone that you admire. What values do they have? When we focus on people who have achieved values and goals that we care about, we can use their examples to achieve similar values and goals in our own lives. So now, list the values that are most important to you. When you see this, then you can see how closely aligned you are with them. It's not about mimicking them, but more just understanding if you're acting out those values every day and the different areas of your life are aligned to those values. For example, my personal values are fun, family, flexibility. No, they're not all beginning with F. Kindness and courage. And I will often check in to see how I'm doing and to see if what I'm doing is meeting those values. So the next question to think about is, what kind of activities make you lose track of time? What do you enjoy so much that you don't realise? Painting, cooking, exercise, reading a book. Really bringing this to the forefront of your mind can help you establish if you're doing enough of these things, and then how you can bring more of them into your life. Being happy will have such a positive knock-on effect with future relationships. Next, ask yourself, what are your goals and what are your secret dreams? Wow, this one is a biggie. So get a piece of paper and then just write unharnessed. I mean, who cares if you dream big or dream small? They're your dreams. I think the thing is, getting them down onto paper and bringing them into the world can help you start to feel possibility. It could be a really small goal, like getting out and going for a walk, or it might be to enter that writing competition you've always wanted to do. So once it's all down on paper, you can start to sort them into things you want to be, things you want to have, things you want to do, and whether they're in the next week, 3 months, 6 months. Okay, number 6. Another question to consider is, what is holding you back? What things are out of your control? Because if there are things that are out of your control, then that means that there's nothing you can do about them, so you can allow yourself to let that go. But if it's fear that's holding you back, think of the worst thing that could actually happen. And it might not be that bad. So I'd say be brave, have courage, and go for it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with how you feel. On my list for the first half of this year, for example, is to run a speaking engagement. I keep saying this because I keep saying that I haven't got the time. But all I know is that if I get something booked and in the diary and just do it, then I'm going to feel so pleased with myself. I'm going to feel like I've pushed and challenged myself to grow. Number 7, another area to think about is what difference you can make to your friends and family. If you really want to feel good inside, then one of the best things that you can do is to give to others. And I don't mean financially. Instead, what I mean is, how can you make somebody smile? How can you give your time to them? How can you do something kind? You'll get so much more from giving than they will receiving. Mahatma Gandhi says that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service of others. So give it a go. Number 8, have you ever asked yourself, what do you want your relationships to be like? If you have a clear vision in your mind of how you would really like to engage with that friend or partner, then you can start to think about what and who needs to change to help that relationship be the best it can possibly be. So I'd urge you to write down some key bullets about what's important and how you'd like to feel in a relationship. Okay, next, as part of creating this overall vision for ourselves, consider, what do you want in your career? Are you fully in control of the choices you're making in your career? And if not, why not? Are you happy in your work? What would you like to be doing in 5 years' time? Because starting to think about this really helps to focus your mind on being in the driving seat and taking control of what happens. So number 9, what about your finances? Have you ever asked yourself what you want with your finances? The key here is not to allow comparison to come into play, but to really think about what's important to you around finances. Because everyone has different goals around money, and the most important thing is to be clear on what you want. Are you budgeting well? Do you spend wisely? Does money currently cause arguments? And what could you do to change that? And finally, number 10, ask yourself, what legacy would you like to leave behind? Thinking about what kind of impact we've had on others and what kind of memories they have of us can really start to help us think about how we're acting and living our lives and how we're living them now. Think about what kind of stories you'd like people to tell about you when you've gone. Because now it's up to you to make sure that those stories get told. So to wrap up this session, there's an exercise for you to do. Write down a year from now as if it had already happened. What kind of amazing year have you had? So take a piece of paper or a Word document and literally write down a year from now, or the 31st of December 2019 as your title. Now start to write about what you've achieved, who you impacted, how you felt. Keep writing and see how you feel once you've done this. I'm hoping that you'll feel excited and I'm hoping that you'll feel energetic. Now go and take action. So that concludes week 2. If you'd like to find out more about me, then you can find me at beccaforshaw.co.uk for more discussions, info and help. And I really would love to hear from you. And I'll see you next week.